Building serverless architecture. In cloud computing, the serverless architecture allows developers to focus on deploying applications and writing code rather than worrying about server management. Serverless architecture works on the principle of function as a service, FaaS, where each function is responsible for a specific task. The real magic happens when this architecture is combined with cloud services like AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. From designing functions to deploying them, from triggering and scaling to integrating with other cloud services, we will cover it all. Understanding serverless architecture. Serverless architecture refers to the utilization of cloud infrastructure services rather than physical infrastructure. It revolves around focusing on writing code and deploying functions that perform specific tasks. Benefits of cloud infrastructure services include reduced operation overhead, cost efficiency, flexibility, low latency, and seamless scalability. Serverless architecture is used for cloud-based web development, fast data processing, real-time streaming, and IoT. The very first step towards building a serverless architecture is to choose a suitable cloud infrastructure service for your operations. AWS Lambda and Azure Function have a pay-as-you-go model, while Google Cloud Function has a subscription plan. AWS Lambda boasts a quick startup time, Google Cloud Function is best for event-based executions, and Azure can handle large-scale applications with ease. For example, AWS Lambda has its ecosystem of services while Google Cloud Function has its own. The process of choosing a cloud provider becomes easier with Nife, a cloud computing platform that provides flexible pricing, high performance, security, and a mature ecosystem. It eliminates the hassle of managing different provider-specific interfaces and allows developers to focus on building their applications without worrying about the underlying infrastructure. Designing functions for serverless architecture. Designing functions for serverless architecture requires careful consideration of responsibilities. Here are 2 essential practices for designing functions for serverless architecture. Single responsibility principle. Each function should be responsible for a single task. This practice keeps the codebase clean, easier to maintain, and makes debugging easier. Stateless functions. In serverless architecture, functions should not rely on stored data or previous. This allows for better scalability options. By following these principles, you can get many benefits that include improved cloud infrastructure development, agility, reduced operational overhead, and scalability. With Nife, developers can seamlessly integrate and manage their function designs. Nife provides a user-friendly environment for developers to deploy their cloud applications. Have a look at the step-by-step process, from setting up a cloud infrastructure development environment to packing and deploying your function to the cloud. Firstly, you need to create your cloud infrastructure development environment to get started. You can then start creating, testing, and deploying functions. Select the language of your choice on your cloud platform and get started with writing your function. In serverless architecture, you can seamlessly integrate with other services provided by the provider of your choice. Integration can also elevate your cloud-based web development projects so you can create interconnected applications. Experience the power of cloud computing for developers with Nife and revolutionize the way you build, manage, scale, and deploy applications. Build your serverless architecture with Nife today. By leveraging cloud services like AWS Lambda, Azure Functions, or Google Cloud Functions, developers can build scalable and cost-effective applications. With Nife, developers can streamline deployment and monitor services efficiently. Visit nife.io.